this section we will discuss about streamlines, how to create them and its settings. As you know, streamlines are lines which are tangent to the velocity vector at every point. So we can have a streamline from the upper toolbar, and again, like always, from insert tab select a streamline and then name it. At first we should select the starting point of streamlines. Almost always we use inlets, so like always I choose inlet tube. So we're gonna export the streamlines which are started from inlet tube, and the sampling is just before we have different options, but for now I choose 25 number of points. And the direction could be forward, backward, or forward and backward. It totally depends on your start point. For example, at the inlet we don't have any backward, and we just have forward. But at the outlet, when you choose the outlet, you may need the backward direction. By applying this 25 number of points, you can see that 25 streamlines are depicted. Here is an option with cross periodics, which is applicable in periodic simulations. I mean in simulations which we have periodic boundary conditions. I forgot to mention that we've got two types of streamlines, a 3D and a 2D or surface streamline. First we investigate 3D streamlines, and then we will get back to surface streamline. In color tab, just like always, we have the same settings but more modes in drop down list. And one of the most important one is the time mode. When you use time mode, the streamlines are depicted and colored by its residence time in the domain. For example, our time range is from 0 obviously to 50 seconds. So we've got some particles which are last in our domain for 50 seconds. At the next tab, symbols, we have two separate parts. Show a streams, we can define the type of the stream to show in lines like now, or to be shown like tubes or ribbons. But we mostly use lines, and from this field you can choose the thickness. But in show symbols part, we can define the particles by their residence time. For example, I choose the mean time from 0 and the max time from 25 seconds with the interval 1. So the software show us the particles which are in our domain for 25 seconds, and then I can increase the interval, so the particles are chosen every 5 seconds. In the next tab we have some similar options. For example, I can define the max time as for example 15 seconds, and if I apply that, it will show the streamlines which are in a range of 0 to 15 seconds. But it's just like symbols, but the streamlines are shown without symbols. And the segment is just like this, but is calculated with time steps. I mean the time steps which is defined in CFD post. But usually we increase this number to show all of the streamlines. The render and view tab is just like before, and before I forgot that, there is an interesting option in CFD post for a steady state simulation to create an animation out of the streamlines. First, you should open animation from the upper toolbar or from Tools tab, and then change the type to Strip Animation and select your streamline from this box. Then you can change the speed of animation, and by enabling Save Movie, you can define a directory for software to save the movie and then play it. The other type for streamlines is 2D or surface streamlines. Before get to that, I should define a plane at the middle of the geometry. So I create a plane in XY direction with Z value of 0, and then I get back to a streamline and select surface streamline, and from surfaces drop down list I select plane 1. And with the same settings, I can have streamlines on a 2D plane. Apart from all of these abilities of CFD Post software, there is another ability which led us to create an animation out of a steady state simulation. To do that, open animation from the upper toolbar or from Tools tab. And you can see in the opening window there is a list of created streamlines, and just notice that the type of animation should be strip, and from here you can control the speed of animation, and by click on play bottom you can see the animation. But before playing that, there is an option at the bottom of the window to save the animation. We just need to activate that and select a directory for it. As you press the button, the symbols will be injected like particles on the streamlines.